Today with us we have people from Nestlé, and in particular Salvatore Piacentile, Cyber and Digital Security Specialist, Lorenzo Magnago, HR Business Partner Global IT Hub, and Maria Teresa Sangineti, Hub Manager and Senior HR Business Partner.
Sorry, Gabriele, Maria Teresa won't be able to join us today, but anyway, I will be available for anything related to HR.
Okay, fine. And you can start whenever you want, whenever you are ready.
Thanks, Gabriele, for the introduction. So, hello, everyone. Good morning. I know the open lesson is open to everyone, but I saw some names there from the academy, so welcome again. I'm gonna start sharing the presentation. Please let me know if you can see everything fine. Okay, great. So today in the open lesson, we will go a bit through the company introduction. I'm sorry for the ones that joined the academy because there might be some content you already know. But please hang in there because there's going to be plenty of other new contents that you haven't seen before. I think it's very interesting too. So a bit going through the agenda, company introduction, then we will take a deeper look at the Milano Global IT Hub for Nestlé and Nestlé IT security and compliance. And last but not least, we're going to talk a bit about career opportunities in the company and IT. So for starters, I don't know if you all know about Nestlé. Nestlé was founded more than 150 years ago by this gentleman here called Henry Nestlé, which came up with a great innovation called latte, that translates to English to powdered milk in Italian, latte in polvere, which was a great innovation at the time. And why am I telling you this? The reason is that after more than 150 years, the values that drive our company, it's always the same. So we want to provide good food, good life through scientific research and innovation and constant improvement. Getting to today, who is Nestlé today? Nestlé is the biggest food and beverage company in the world. We have more than 80 billion Swiss francs sales last year, and our company's business is divided into 7 main categories of products. We will see more in detail later, but to give you an idea, we have coffee, we have pet care products, we have chocolate, we have also science. Our business is usually divided into 3 major zones. You can see we have the Americas, Europe, and more the African Asian part. We have more than 2,000 brands and more than 207,000 employees, which is quite a lot. We operate in almost all the countries in the world, 186, and we have more than 300 factories across the globe. Now, taking a look at the Nestlé Group in Italy, Nestlé Group in Italy is a bit younger than the Nestlé in the world. It is only 110 years old, which we had our anniversary this year. We are more than 4,000 employees. We have 10 facilities across Italy, so 1 head office in Milan. There is both the head office for the business, but also the global IT hub, many factories, and more than 70 boutiques across our country. To give you an idea of the products, as I'm a former engineering student myself, I know that most of the time when we talk about this kind of company like Nestlé, generally consumer products company is not really clear what we do. Here's a brief overview of brands that we have in our portfolio in Italy. I'm sure if you go up in Italy, you cannot not know Nestlé or Nespresso, and if you have any for sure you know not. So here's a bit of an overview of what do we produce and what do we sell, so what's our business. Now, we move to the IT part of the conversation, and I would like to leave the floor to Lorenzo to give an introduction of NECST and our global IT.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Salva. So hello, everyone. And so here you can see a slide that should make it a little clearer how are we organized as global IT organization in Nestle. So here you see the 9 IT hubs location across the globe. So those are IT hubs that actually work for the whole group across the globe and not only for the different markets. So we are interacting with all of these people in the global IT hub, and we are working as one global IT team as our operating model. And we are more than 5,000 IT professionals in the company. And we are working, of course, with our strategic partners in order to deliver business capabilities with agility and speed. So please, next slide. So now a little bit of focus on the Global IT Hub in Milan, which is our hub. And so the Global IT Hub in Milan was born in 2019 from the group desire to actually establish itself as one of the main players of the digital transformation, which, let's say, probably till 3-4 years ago was not yet on everyone's lips, but which today, given also the global pandemic that we've all been through, is and has been truly tangible for everyone. So the Global IT Hub is dedicated to providing innovative technologies and digital solution by combining, let's say, a deep understanding of our Nestlé business values and standards with world-class technologies and solutions that will enable Nestlé to win in this ever-changing and fast-changing world. So why we chose Milan as the location for one of the Global IT Hub? Basically because in Italy we found a wide variety of talent in the STEM world. For those of you who are not familiar with the STEM acronym, it means science, technology, engineering, and math. With let's say a great professional tradition in telecommunication, automation, and also attention to the design of the user experience. So the group is bet on Italy because we really believe that the university excellence that we have in the country, of which you are definitely part, represent the ideal source from which to draw and find the profiles we are looking for in order to build the capabilities necessary to support the overall transformation of the Nestlé Group, which is currently in place. And here below, you can see also a few numbers. So currently in the Global IT Hub in Milan, we have 164 talents already on site of 29 different nationalities. So a very diverse and multicultural team with 33% gender balance overall in the Global IT Hub in Milan, and specifically 50% of females on top position. This is a really hot topic, let's say, for us. We are really doing our best to improve this number. And you can also see the average age of the hubbers. This is how we like to call us. And it's 39 years old. So let's say a quite young also community of people, with more senior people and more younger people. Here you can see a few photos of our spaces in the office. Just to give you a little bit of a glance, we branded all our walls in our floor with IT themed images and claims. So please, next slide. And here you can see our culture and engagement activities that we have been running during the last few years. So for example, we celebrated Diwali during the last couple of years together with our great community of Indian colleagues who are very happy always to share their festivities and their culture. Then you see the red bench. And for those of you who don't know, this is a symbol against the violence towards women. So we made this red bench to actually place a symbol in our break area to say that we are really against that. And we also put a plaque that you maybe can see from the photo on top of the bench, which states a phrase that it's symbolic to us, which states female are playing life in Hardmore, but they're still winning. Then you see a couple of photos of our multicultural activities. So, for example, we have been celebrating the South African Heritage Day. We have been celebrating the Brazilian Independence Day, and once again, the Diwali. And then on the right, you see one of our volunteering initiative. We have many, but this is just one. And this was during the marathon in Milan, where some colleagues volunteered to be there and actually give water to the people joining the marathon. Okay, so here you can see, let's say, all our streams that are present in the Global IT Hub in Milan. And you see that there are both functional tech streams and transversal tech streams. So for the functional tech stream, those are the one running existing solutions which support the business capabilities for specific functions. For example, technical and production is focused on the manufacturing, so helping mostly the factories. ITHR, of course, working with HR to improve all the systems and let's say building the new way of recruiting and all these kind of things. And then we have IT finance and control, of course, helping our finance colleagues to improve the way they work. And then we have transversal tech stream, which are foundations to actually enable the businesses, products and services across all areas of the company. And you can see security and compliance, which of course Salva is part of, IT platforms and infrastructure, Office of the CIO, Workforce 360, data analytics, and then we have the hub support function, let's say, where so the standard HR, not IT HR, and standard finance and control. Then at the bottom of the slide, you can see our, let's say, 7 pillars for the future. So we are focusing on these 7 main areas on which we are building the future of the company. And probably many of you will be familiar with these areas, at least, let's say, as buzzwords. But I assure you that there is a great commitment and incredible technologies behind each of these areas. So, for example, journey to cloud. We are basically dismissing all our physical data centers and moving our databases and applications to the cloud. Cybersecurity, you know better than me, but basically is to make sure that all our application and devices are perfectly safe and compliant to our standards. Then we have a big focus on data strategy and analytics. There are millions, literally millions of interactions every day with our consumers, customers, and our people. And therefore, it's really important to actually analyze those data and try to get some value out of them. And then we have network transformation. This is one of the major projects that we are working on in order to ensure network reliability throughout the enterprise globally. So it's a really big effort. Then we have, of course, artificial intelligence. Here we are talking both about virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, and we are trying to implement and test new solutions with this kind of artificial intelligence. And also we recently launched the Nestlé ChatGPT, let's say, and we are also starting to experiment with that as well. And then we have IoT, of course, Internet of Things. And in this case, we speak of both consumer IoT and industrial IoT. So just for example, consumer IoT applied to our Nespresso machines, and on the other side, industrial IoT applied to our factories. And then we have, of course, robotic automation in order to automate tasks that can be easily performed by machine, so that our people can actually spend their time on activities that add more value.
Okay, thanks, Lorenzo. And then before moving to the next slide, just a comment that these 7 pillars look a bit like buzzwords, but I can assure you that any of the roles in Nestle IT would work at least on 3 or 4 of these ones. I can tell that myself at least. I can probably say that I touch all of them. So I think it's really cool. Okay, thanks again, Lorenzo. We now move to Nestle IT security and compliance. So as Lorenzo presented, we have different IT streams with different responsibility and goals. In IT security and compliance, our goal is to enable secure and reliable operation across all Nestle geographies, so all over the world, and all our businesses. How do we do that? We are a product-based organization in IT, which means that every product group is responsible for a set of services. Now, in security and compliance, we have 3 product groups. The first product group is digital and technology security, that you can think of as more the hard security, where we provide standards, controls, technologies to make sure that everything is secure. And some of the products, and when I say product, every product is a team, or even more than a team. In digital and technology security, which I am part of, we have digital and IoT security. So for digital security, we do digital architecture reviews, we do web application testing, we do manage web application firewall. And for IoT security, we make sure that all the connected devices, which are a lot in our company, and all our factories are secure. Then we have identity and access management. That means managing all the user accounts, their access, their permission, privilege access, segregation of duties. That, as we said in the beginning, we have 270,000 employees. We have even more than 300,000 identities and user access to manage. Well, for the website I was mentioning, we have more than 1,000, probably around 200 e-commerce, and more than 1,000 between factories and facilities. Last but not least, in the digital and technology security, we have infrastructure and data protection that covers the controls for all our network equipment, like the firewalls, but also the cloud. In NESTLE, as Lorenzo mentioned, we have journey to cloud. Then we are really towards the end of it. We basically have all the clouds, so we have a lot of workload in Azure, but we also have Google Cloud and AWS, mostly for functionality. So we really have it. Then we move to the very classic term in security CSOC, the Cyber Security Operations Center, which is the product group responsible for monitoring and finding vulnerabilities and following up on incidents. So, of course, we have an incident response team. This is a team that works 24/7 every day of the year, meaning that we have coverage in all the zones of the globe to respond timely to any incident. First investigate, then respond with it. Then we have vulnerability management team, which takes care of actually finding vulnerabilities, whether it's a device or an application. And part of this team is also the pen testing team. And again, last but not least, we have even a threat intelligence team. That means people working to understand really the threat actors and threat landscape, getting insights from different sources of the world, and making sure we are informed about what the threat groups are targeting strategically, so that we can be ready to respond. The last product group is I would call it maybe less technical and more about people and processes, which doesn't mean it's not as relevant as the two others. There is the information security and risk management product group that delivers a common approach for managing all our security information and compliance. So one of their main products is IT compliance, which is really important, both internal compliance, so we have internal standards, we want to be here, not here, but also external compliance, like as an example, GDPR. So we never want to not be compliant with this kind of regulations. They also manage our ISMS. If you're not the acronym, ISMS stands for Information Security Management System, and it's basically the application where you track all your risk, all your controls, and all your gaps, so that you can manage them and mitigate them. And last but not least, we have governance. There is a 360 across everything, making sure that we have everything under control. Talking about ISMS, you might be familiar with the ISO 27001 certification, which is one of the main certifications you want to have to demonstrate that you are a secure company, both to yourself, but also to other companies you want to do business with. And to let you know that we have ISMS certification for each of our markets. So we're not ISMS certified as NESTLE globally. We do have some global functions certified, but also each and every of our markets, meaning Italy, Spain, Germany, US, they are assessed by external auditors and obtain a market-specific certification, meaning that the market itself is secure and compliant. Okay. Now, after giving you this brief overview of the company, you can see there are many streams, many different teams. We do many different things. One of the things I like most about NESTLE is the opportunities that it gives you. As we are a really big company, you can never get bored. You have always something to learn and a new challenge in front of you. And I thought it would be beneficial maybe for you to see a bit my journey, which I would like to do. So I started in NESTLE back in September 2020. So time flies, more than 2 years ago. As a graduate in IT security and compliance, back in the days, the graduate program that Lorenzo will tell you more about later on was only in Barcelona and here in Milan, as the other was just open, let's say. So I joined the Barcelona IT Hub as part of the global security team and a graduate in digital security. So learning about web application testing, digital architecture, with no prior outside experience. Then, as part of my program, in March 2021, I relocated to Switzerland, where we have our headquarters, and I had a job rotation where I switched from digital security to IoT security, which then became IoT OT security, and my current role today. So we can say I fell in love with IoT. After that, my last rotation of my graduate program was actually based at the Milano IT Hub. And in a product IT stream that was outside of security compliance. So I even had the chance to go outside of security to the data center and cloud in order to learn. In anything you will be, if you're part of security, if you're part of data center, there are no silos in NESTLE. So you will always work together with the other teams, but also getting the chance to be part of another team really opens your eyes and gives you a lot also to bring that to your team. Then after this assignment in February 22, I became officially a Milano Hubber as I joined ITALIA, and I got this fancy title of cyber and digital security specialist. Then one thing I didn't mention is that I started to work while I was still studying my master's degree, as some of you might have been doing as well. And in NESTLE, I also got the chance to work on my master's degree thesis. So my master's was in artificial intelligence. So in the CSOC, we have a dedicated team, which is called Cybersecurity Analytics. And it's basically a team of data scientists working within security to make sure we make use of all the data that we have, and we apply AI models in order to predict some outcomes and maybe just manage some other things better. So that was also really great because once again, I had the chance to work with a different team of mine while staying in my role. And reason why we are doing this meeting on the 22nd of December is that in November, I joined another, we can call it guest assignment, with the NESTLE internal audit. So we both have an internal team for audit, but then you get certified by external auditor. And I joined this team in order to broaden, let's say, my technical skills, but also the understanding of the company, as well as one of our major markets. And I spent more than 1 month in the US with them. And I'm just back since a couple of days. So again, another example of opportunities you can get within the company and outside of Europe. And let's see what the 2024 holds for us. Now, I hope that this was nice for you to hear. If you have any questions, please start putting them in the chat, then we will have all the time in the world to talk about it. And after this, I think I will pass the call again to Lorenzo.
Perfect. Thank you, Salva. So here we basically just want to present you what are our initiatives, let's say in terms of careers opportunities for the young people, the youth. And we have 6 internships opening every year across various IT teams inside the Global IT Hub in Milan. And we have currently a graduate program of 12 young graduates across 7 different teams. So this young graduate program is the first one we started in Milano, dedicated to Milano IT Hub. The one that Salva joined was a previous one that was across different locations, as he just explained. So he joined first the Barcelona IT Hub, then Switzerland IT Hub, and then Milano IT Hub. While this one is dedicated to the Milano IT Hub for the entirety of the program, but there is still a team rotation every 8 months. So there is the possibility to actually see different teams and deep dive and understand, learn about different topics in IT inside the Global IT Hub. And we have, of course, dedicated the training plan and activities for our graduates. Of course, currently we have 12 young graduates already on site, but our plan is to keep up with this program also for next year, and we are opening new graduate positions next year. At the beginning of next year, we will be opening probably one in the cybersecurity team. So for those of you who are attending the Cybersecurity Academy, that could be a really nice opportunity to take a look at. And currently also we have another graduate position opening in our data center and cloud team. So if you're interested, the invite here is to just take a look to the job description in our career website. Here you can find a QR code that will bring you directly to our career website, and take a look. There you will find, of course, opening position in across the whole globe, all over the world in Nestle. As Salva probably mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we are present in more than 186 countries. Therefore, really, you will find opportunities all over the world. But if you want to join the graduate program of the Milano IT Hub, please take a look, because there is one publication live now, and there will be more next year. So keep this in mind and take a look also next year. And that's it also from my side, so thank you. This was our last slide, so now I think we will leave the floor to our audience in case they have questions or curiosities, anything.
Yes. Also from my side, thanks a lot, and also to the ones that joined the academy that organized this quite nice experience. I hope it was good for you as well, and I was able to share some interesting things with you. If you have any questions, both regarding Nestle IT, Nestle IT security and compliance, job, career path, we do have some time, so please don't be shy. You can put it in the chat or even let us know.
Okay, maybe I can start with a question, just a quick question. It's a curiosity. When you was talking about the 7 pillar, you also mentioned the artificial intelligence sector. And do you manage also the security and privacy of artificial intelligence and related stuff internally to the company? And how do you organize these
Yes, I
these
can
problems?
Great question, because that's one of the hot topics, right, in the area right now. Everyone is talking about ethical AI and these kind of things. The answer is yes. So I can say the event that got everything in motion was ChatGPT, right? Like when ChatGPT came out, the world went crazy, the company went crazy, because also people all over the world started putting company data inside ChatGPT, which is not great, right? Because you don't want to give your company confidential data to someone else. So I think that was the event that started it all. Since that event, I think it took us 3 or 4 months to have NEST GPT after ChatGPT was released. We currently have NEST GPT is 3.5 for the ones that are fans of which was made in collaboration. Like we are, let's say, top partners of Microsoft. So Azure AI services come to us usually in preview. That means that 3 months after ChatGPT, we got Nested GPT in Azure running, where everyone can use, let's say, ChatGPT, but without giving our confidential data to anyone. So the data stays with us. And together with this, our legal department released the Nestle Responsible AI Ethics or something. So we have kind of a guideline. I don't want to call it a standard because they have a different meaning for us. But yes, we do have a big piece of paper of 10 pages that describes all the risks and the ways people and more specific employees should leverage AI.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for the question.
Very interesting.
Just to complete the AI topic. So it's one of the pillars, and we have it everywhere, meaning that we have one global team that is called the innovation team that only focuses on AI. So they work with all the top partners to find out the new trends, new technologies, and see also where we can invest. Then we have the analytics team that, of course, is the one that goes crazy with AI, right? Because we are everywhere, whatever kind of model. And I think also in security, but also in production, like with predictive maintenance. And I know that in the US, where I was, we even have one of the Boston Dynamics dogs in a factory that goes around and checks for stuff. So I think we're really on the edge with that.
Cool. I see a couple of questions in the chat. So the first one I saw is how is the selection process structured, and which are requirements requested during an interview? So I can take those two at once.
Yeah, that's yours.
And so, how is the selection process structured? So it really depends on the position itself, but generally speaking, there is a first interview from our recruiting team where we get to know each other. Basically, it's a very soft interview, let's say. Then after that, there is usually 1 or 2 technical interviews, usually with the line manager of the position and a team member of the team that the person would have to join. And after that, there is usually the last interview, the functional interview with HR, so usually me and the Global IT Hub manager, where we deep dive a little more on the experience, the motivation, and all the soft skill aspects of the person. Which are the requirements requested during an interview? So here, it really depends on the position as well. But generally speaking, when we interview young people, what we are really looking for is the attitude more than the technical skills and experience, because we know that people just got out of university and maybe doesn't have much experience on the job or with the technologies we are using. But the thing is that we believe that with the right attitude, everything can be learned. So as long as we see that the person strive to learn, is really willing to develop his or her career in the right path, and we see this good attitude, good vibes, let's say, good attitude also in adaptability, in keeping your mind open to different things, but at the same time maybe having clear what you want from your career going forward is important during an interview when you are a freshly graduated person, let's say. I hope I answered completely.
Yeah, and just Lorenzo, I want to step on your feet, but just maybe like I don't know how it's going to be for the new graduate position, but I know that the selection process was quite different from
Yeah, correct. Yeah, for the graduate program that we started last year in November, there was a very different selection process that we decided to implement for that specific program. And basically there we built an assessment center, let's say, where we gave to all the candidates an exercise, and they just provided their solution, let's say, and we didn't see any CV. we want this to be like, let's say, blind interviews for us. We just saw the exercise of the people, so the outcome, and we evaluated based on that. And then we had let's say an assessment center in our offices, inviting all the candidates we thought were the best going out of the exercise, and run a few exercises with them on site, and then running a few interviews with the different line managers of the different positions that were open at that time. So we had the 12 graduates there, and we were supposed to hire only 10 at the beginning, but since we liked them all really a lot, at the end we decided to hire a couple more. And therefore, this was, let's say, the first time we tried this kind of blind interviews without knowing the profiles, without knowing the CVs and anything. And it was a great success. They are doing really good in the company so far. So this was a great experience. Thank you, Salva, for the hint.
Yeah, because I think it's really cool, right? So
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so I saw that someone asked for where can I find the position. So there was the QI in the presentation, but probably we were too quick for you to catch it. So I put the link in the chat here as well. I hope it's the correct one, Lorenzo.
Correct. Yeah, the link is correct. You can find all the position across the globe in that link. And my invite is to check back every once in a while, because we keep posting during the year. So keep in mind that now it's December. As you know, it's a holidays time here in Italy. So not much going on at the moment. But as soon as we start with next year, there will be more position opening for sure. And we will also be present during the recruiting day at the end of the Cybersecurity Academy at the end of September. So we will meet there as well, and then you can learn more about our open positions there as well. And I see a question, is there also position for master thesis? So we don't have dedicated position for master thesis, but if you want to join an internship or a graduate program and at the same time build your master thesis based on that experience, that is definitely possible. We already did with a couple of people, so absolutely.
I did it as well. I was full-time, so yeah, that's usually possible. The only thing is that probably your thesis might become confidential, so it will not be publicly published. I wish I could present you my master thesis with Nestle because it was AI and security, so it would have made sense to this audience. But unfortunately, I cannot. Okay, so if no further questions, I think Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone. Thanks again for your time and availability.
Thank you for the presentation.
Also from my side, thanks to everyone for your time. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I hope for those who couldn't attend today, they can watch the recording and see the presentation. Thank you all, and have a nice holidays ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.